morning, traders. We're back in the trading room. We're doing the second part for the webinar for the for YouTube viewers, because normally I do it all in one when we are doing it in our trading room. But because it's very long, we do it in two parts for YouTube. So I hope you guys are enjoying them. If you're watching the cryptos only, because I notice the cryptos get more views than the Forex, you should watch the Forex. Simply because I explain a lot in the Forex webinars about the patterns, right? Why patterns are behaving that way. Some of the patterns you will probably not see in cryptos as yet. You might see it there. So keep watching them. And if you like them, share them. Let's go. And by the way, if you'd like to learn how to do this, send me a Skype message. I'll give you all the details. So let's go. Yesterday, I was explaining that at some point, this thing will start to go up, right? These, you just have to wait for this move to finish. And, you know, like, so what? You sold it yesterday. One guy was saying that it didn't work out the way we're back to where we were 3 days ago. We haven't moved anywhere. So you can't be trading something like this. We don't have a setup for a buy. We don't have a setup for a sell, which means we wait. Do I want the sell setup? Nope. Should you take the sell setup? Nope, you shouldn't, because this is where you're going to get yourself trapped at the bottom selling, and it's going to take off like a rocket to the upside, just like when it was at the top. So what you're waiting for is an impulse and a flag, and we don't have that. Leave it alone. Let's go to Ethereum. Same here. You don't have it as yet. Leave it alone. Let's go through this one. XRP. You might be getting it in XRP. You might be getting a small impulse and a small flag here, depending on whether this becomes a flag, right? This. If it stays in this range, we'll buy it. We'll put an entry order for a buy here. If it goes lower in to the bottom here, then it will be more of a flat for one more down. Let it happen, and then you look for the buy. Right? You're not looking for the sell in these, and you're looking for the buy. Pretty much, you just want this to make the low and then go back up. It can break the low. We didn't break the top. We tagged the top, but we didn't break it. And I believe we can break the low. So there's a good chance that you might get a buy setup here today. If it does go lower, it will be a flat. It will break the low, and then tomorrow or the day, tomorrow is what, Thursday or Friday, we get a trade to the upside. See? So this is it. Again, if you're a long-term trader in this, which means you're more of an investor type, you're trading, not spot trade, you're not using a lot of leverage, then you can just buy it right now and relax with it. You don't have to worry about it, right? There's, or you can buy it and just wait until, it doesn't go, you get to exit the trade for positive, and then you wait for the new low again, right? If you're doing that. Because what if it just, take one shot straight to the top? It's not like they haven't done that before, right? So if you're an investor, you're using very low leverage, then this is your trade. If you're not, wait for the setup, which means I want this to prove whether it's going to make a new low. In the case of an investment, if it makes a new low, hey, it's at the bottom, it will come back here before you go down, and you will exit that trade for positive. So it's not a dangerous thing to do if you're investing. But if you're not, then wait. You can still wait for the best setup. Let's go. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. All of them are the same thing. I don't know if we should just go through each one of them. You have sell setups if you're short-term spot trading and you want to catch a little piece. There is sell setup. This one is probably, this one is not a sell setup. It's still within all of these. So let it drop, then you get a trade dash. Same here. It's going to go lower. Let's see this link. I don't see a buy setup there, and I don't see any buy setup here either. So they're all going sideways, which means there's more downside for them. Okay, this one is looking interesting. Let's see. Nothing as yet. And here. If we're looking for, it has a good sell setup if you want. There's a really good sell setup short term. You have a flat in the middle. You can literally see that. This pattern is pretty cool. You have this one here. You have a sell setup that they can drop. How far low? Let's see if there's a bigger picture in this thing. Well, it can go pretty low. It can make a running flat in the middle, which means this can drop like this and then go back up for this one, right? Because this becomes the flat in the middle of this, right? So you can get something like this, and then you can get that. So this might be a trade. If you're short-term, your spot, you want to get in a fast piece, that's a good short-term trade. This one is what? Nothing. It's consolidating. Nothing here too. Okay, so if you bought the low, remember I was saying once it breaks the low, you can buy if you bought this low. it went up, it's coming down back. Can we look at all of this as making some kind of a channel or something here for the downside? Yeah, it's possible. I'll close the trade, put it at break even and close it, right? It goes up to the top there and it starts to pull back. Just put it at break even. It's very simple. It's not that difficult. So every time it breaks the low, you buy. You bought at the break of this low. Let's assume that you bought here. And I was explaining that yesterday. You bought there. It went up. If you didn't close it here, because consolidated, I probably would have closed it. But if you didn't close it, it'd go up. It's coming back up. Close the trade. This would eventually break to the upside because I think we're making some kind of a channel here going down, right? Could it be a bigger running flat possibility before it drops this piece here? Whereas you get 1, 2, 3, and then go, yeah, let's see when it comes down what happened. So it comes and it breaks the low again. You can buy here. You close this one, and then you buy here. It makes it move like that. Decide to come down back. You close this somewhere at the top there, for that matter of fact. Put an entry to sell at the top there, and then put an entry to buy there. So when it drops through the bottom here, you buy back here, and then you take off that one. What if it just tags you and then go up, or you would be when you buy back right there? You would take this small profit, you would skip that piece, and you would get back in there. Big deal, right? You're always on the side of safety. But again, if you're investing this one, you bought already and you want to keep it, you can do that as well, right? You can keep it, you can just hold it because you're at the bottom and this will go up. We just need to know whether we're going to have a flat here or this is a channel for upside. And both of those are possible. This one here, notice that this has more downside. You can look for a sell setup here. This one has more downside. You can look for a sell setup, and this one has more downside. You can look for a sell setup. Pretty easy, right? That's all the webinar about. This is a good sell setup, but it's short term, right? See, so that's it. I don't think anything else. I would be looking at those mostly, at least the last 3 or the last 4. I'll be looking at them mostly for long-term investment. Let them drop to the lows and then buy. I think that's the best way to make money in it, because a lot of people are asking, but I think it's one of the guy asking is trolling, because he's asking, and then under that he would write, oh, and if you ask Mr. So-and-so, you know, that type of trolling message. I get like 50 of them on the YouTube videos, but they're filtered out automatically. YouTube has the set where you can filter out all the trolls, basically. Anyway, let's go. Let's go back to the top here. We weren't doing anything in this. Let's see if there's anything interesting. Well, now it can get interesting. If you actually consolidate here, if they actually make a running flat here, like go back there and come back here, you know, do this, then that would be a sell setup. If it consolidates properly, it's an incomplete thing as yet, but if it consolidates into the pattern you're looking for, we can go with a sell. Natural gas, I think you'd be careful of the buy. It's a buy setup, but be careful because this is sharp, which means we're going to be consolidating here first. So it might be better to stay out of it. Oil, well, you finally get a buy setup here, which is good. And let's see where that takes us. First, it will take us to at least break this top. If we think we're making a bigger flat in here, that is where they'll start to come down, right? If I think they're going to go up and break this top with a deep pullback in it like this, right? Then they're likely going to go to that top. So in any case, breaking this top is your target, right? And then from there, you can see how far it goes. UK oil is the same thing. And PayPal is still dropping. I don't know how low it will go. So probably just wait for it to stop, drop, and turn. Tesla is dropping. Good. You go, if you sold that, you can get another sell setup here if you want. It's coming to breaking this low. We'll probably drop more, break this low, and then we'll. If I'm in the trade, that's when I'll be watching it seriously. Amazon downside going well. Yep, still dropping. Amazon is going to break this low as well, and then you'll see how far it goes. Right? Breaks that low, and then you see how far it's going. This is a perfect running flat, expanding flat. Sorry, my fault. Is a perfect expanding flat. So this one is going to go lower, and then you're going to see how far it goes from there, right? So the trade is good. It's going. If you get another flag, you can sell again. US 30. We're consolidating, like I said yesterday. This one is too sharp, so I don't think that's all the correction. It kind of made a 1, 2, 3 here. Well, this one should probably go back up. It should have gone back sharper than it's going back up. I don't think that's all for this here. If that is all, put an entry here for a sell. So right now they either go back or they drop. So put an entry for a sell here. Let me do it in the 15 so you can see that. We can look at this two way. This is all the correction. 1, 2, 3. You can make an argument for that, which means this would drop like that. If this goes up higher, we'd look at this as probably a three-way, some kind of a three-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, and then come down back. Yep, you could make an argument for that as well. But there's a good chance for it dropping. So put an entry under the low and wait. Let's see what S&P 500 has. This one is still in the B wave structure, right? This is still going back up. I don't think this completed. This is going back up. So it could be a sell, especially if you start to do more of this. You'll take the sell from the last impulse, let it come down here, put it to positive, see if we get a bigger flat, and then downside. Sometimes you don't get the bigger flat so quick. You get about 4 more flags before you get a pullback. So sell is a good idea. And NASDAQ should be the same thing. This one is much easier. This could be a 5-minute correction, so you could ignore that and go for this sell setup. DAX. Okay, you can buy DAX. I think we can go with a buy here. Buy is a good idea back to the top there, because this is in some kind of a corrective structure. So buy is a good idea here. And Nifty. Well, you're getting the full consolidation now. So this should probably go back up, come back here, go back, and then you'll get that entire thing and then look for a sell setup. It's making a flat and then you'll get a good sell setup. So every time it breaks the top here, you can start to look for that sell setup to the downside. Okay, guys, that's it. Like I said, this is going to be short. It's pretty short. We can add a few more. Maybe if you guys have good sessions, we can add a few more here. Stocks or indexes, and then we can go from there. It's okay. Hope you're enjoying it. Please share. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.